Honey, I'm going to work. As usual, I carried my briefcase and kissed my wife on the face. Okay, husband, be safe on the road. Just go away now. It's so annoying. I rubbed my ears. Was I hallucinating just now? My wife Cheng Huanhuan had a gentle smile on her face, as always. What's the matter, husband? Did you forget something? My wife looked concerned. What the hell are you doing? You're interrupting my mahjong game. I was about to speak, but suddenly stopped. My wife seemed to have only said one sentence just now. What are you looking at? Why don't you get out of here right now? Now I am sure. It was really my wife who was speaking, but they were just what was in her heart. I didn't have time to think about it and looked at the time. You're going to be late. Hurry out and go out. What a fucking bad luck. I kicked the electric bike down. He helped her up again with a look of heartache. There's no electricity. The mount that had been with me for 2 years couldn't hold on any longer. I looked at my phone. It was 8 o'clock. Oh no. It's a waste of time to attend full attendance this month. It's rare that I'm late today. I finally arrived at the company, exhausted and sweating all over. My hair was soaked. There isn't even a single fast charging station on the road. This crappy company really knows how to find a place. I looked at the person who was speaking and really wanted to roll my eyes at him. The car ran out of battery suddenly. I scratched my head and acted like a fool. You've been working for 2 years and you're still riding a broken electric bike. You deserve to be a loser. I watched the bald man with a look of contempt spit at me and then walked away. I walked to my workstation numbly. No way. Who made him higher in position than me? I am just an ordinary 996 worker and cannot afford to offend this kind of people with connections. Nowadays, social pressure is very high, and it is not easy to have a stable job. If I work hard, I can earn 15,000 yuan a month. Most of the sales jobs are gained through drinking. Look, there's another drinking party tonight. Lao Gao, if you get this deal from Mr. Fan tonight, you won't have to worry about the second half of the year. Message from my good brother Li Qingbang. Really? Doesn't Mr. Fan refuse to accept orders from people like us who are just independent employees? I moved my fingers for a while and replied to the message. Of course not. Sister Ichi isn't here, so I just sprinkle some water on us to make some money. Li Qingbang is probably also slacking off at his workstation. I'm too lazy to reply him, as long as the message is conveyed. Then open your client memo and start looking for your goals for today. Bang. There was a loud sound. Who received the second group of customers? Did you know that there was a 0 missing from the contract? Looking at the aggressive bald man, I cursed in my mind. Why are you shouting all the time to gain a sense of existence? You have no ability at all, and you only rely on shouting to output. I remember giving it to Han Liang. One voice stood out in the silence. I stared. What bullshit? I am from Group 7, and the clients of Group 2 have nothing to do with me. You again. You were late this morning, and now you can make mistakes in the contract. You only wrote a contract for 100,000 for goods worth 1 million. Are you going to make up the difference? The bald man was spitting. He almost spit it in my mouth. This bald-faced Li Guoming who spits shit all the time. Our vice president of sales. The scum of the scum. Report, I have been in charge of Group 7 customers and have not had any contact with Group 2. I stood at attention straight away. Why should I take the blame when it's not my fault? You're still talking back. How could someone say it was you if it wasn't you? Someone must have seen it to say that. The flesh on Li Guoming's face began to tremble. The document just now was picked up again, and the target must be my face. Li Guoming, what are you arguing about? The contract was drafted by Tang Yan from Group 2. We have already found out. A cold voice came from behind. I took a quick glance and immediately lowered my head again. Jiang Yu, Director of Sales Department. She is always dressed neatly in a black and white professional dress. At this moment, he was staring at Li Guoming with dissatisfaction. Okay, let's get to work. You and Tang Yen come in. Jiang Yu pointed at me. What? I'm a little confused. This has nothing to do with me. Is it possible that I am wrong even if I answer honestly? Although he was puzzled, he still followed Jiang Yu to the office obediently. Seeing Jiang Yu deal with Tang Yen in a swift and decisive manner, the latter cried and didn't see any change in Jiang Yu's expression. Then those eyes suddenly looked at me. I lowered my eyelids subconsciously. Liang, right? I see you've been in the company for 2 years. Jiang Yu flipped through the information. Bushi, is there something I did wrong? I am a little humble, but there is nothing I can do. I cannot be fired. Otherwise, how can you support your family? The mortgage alone is 4,500. No, you're doing pretty well. Are you interested in the position of Team 2 leader? Jiang Yu's lips curled up into a smile. I looked up suddenly and met her eyes. My heart was beating noticeably faster. Interested in? I answered firmly. Get promoted. A promotion means a pay raise. And I was directly promoted to the position of team leader. My hard work overtime in the past 2 years has finally been noticed by the director. Sign a new contract with the HR department. People feel refreshed when happy things happen. After signing the contract, you can take up the position of team leader as early as next week. The team leader's monthly salary is 20,000 yuan, and commission is calculated separately. Of course, there are definitely a lot more things to do. But for me, it's worth it. I can't wait to go home and tell my wife that I got a promotion. We must go out for a good meal tonight. When I got home, my wife wasn't at home. I feel a little lost. The first person I wanted to tell about the promotion was her. I immediately ordered the private seafood restaurant that my wife wanted to go to the most. It was quite expensive, only 1,500 yuan per person. Normally I would definitely not go there. Something good happened today, so we must be happy. Where are you, honey? I've ordered the seafood private restaurant you wanted to eat at. Let's go out for dinner tonight. I took out my cell phone and called, but no one answered. I had no choice but to send her a message. My wife usually gets off work around 4 o'clock, so I was surprised that she hasn't come home today. I waited for half an hour before I received a reply. I'll go straight over. Which table did you reserve? Not going home. I'll tell her later when we have dinner. I was so extravagant that I took a taxi there, which cost me 25. Just when I saw my wife's beautiful profile and was about to say hello, a man suddenly sat down next to her. Who is this? You're here? Order some food, I'm starving. Cheng Huanhuan is very annoyed now. Her credit card has been maxed out again. I didn't buy the bag I liked. Just 3,000 yuan short. I wanted to ask who the guy next to me was. A loser is a loser. It's so hard to talk to him. If it weren't for the seafood I ate today, I wouldn't bother to reply to his message. My wife is clearly looking at the menu. But I heard her most impatient thoughts. Coward. I stared at her. Here we go again. His stupid look of daze is really annoying. I can't stand it any longer. I looked away. This is Jean Fuhui, my college classmate. I just happened to run into him and we just had a quick meal together. Cheng Huanhuan asked me not to say anything, and then introduced the man next to her. He was wearing a high-end suit, glasses, and looked very refined. Even his name sounded very wealthy. But I just want to have dinner with my wife. Hello, I hope I didn't disturb your world of two. I'll pay for today. Jean Fuhui ordered the restaurant's signature dishes directly, and ordered a dozen or so without blinking an eye. That's enough, I can't finish this much. I placed the order when I ordered it. I said dryly. Seeing my wife sitting with another man, I feel uncomfortable even if I sit opposite her. It's okay, my order doesn't conflict with yours. Jean Fuhui smiled. You are very attentive. I'm in for a treat. Looking at my wife's enthusiastic tone, I felt aggrieved. If people who didn't know better, they would think they were husband and wife. The dishes came up one after another, and I had actually been looking for an opportunity to talk to her about the promotion. Fukui, what do you do now? Is it still related to construction? Jean Fuhui looked at Cheng Huanhuan with curiosity. I couldn't help but feel a little proud. The person sitting opposite her is her husband, and he keeps finding topics to talk to her right in front of her, which is a bit exciting. It's okay. I recently contracted a project worth 3 million. I should be able to get paid by the end of the month. When I heard it, like a deflated ball. How to compare 3,020,000 yuan? Wow, that's amazing. 3 million a month. Isn't that too much? My wife looked surprised, and her eyes changed as she looked at that man. I knew she must be comparing me to this person. Sure enough, my wife looked in my direction. Did you hear that, you weakling? 3 million. How much do you make a month? You're using a different word to scold me. I felt my face burning, as if my dignity had been torn off and stepped on the ground. The imagined dinner party turned into an embarrassing slap in the face moment for me. Eat slowly, I have something urgent to do here. Jean Fuhui suddenly looked at his cell phone and spoke apologetically. Finally, I'm leaving. Why are you leaving so soon? I finally found someone I can talk to. I looked at Cheng Huanhuan, my wife. She was reluctant to leave the other men. I've had enough for today. Cheng Huanhuan looked at the table full of special seafood, smiled brightly, then took out her cell phone and took a few pictures. Several times, the phone was pointed at me, and I subconsciously smiled and cooperated with her to take pictures. What is this idiot laughing at? He looks like a retard when he laughs. Enough. The smile on his lips disappeared immediately. This is how my wife thinks of me, in front of others and behind their backs. What special thing do you want to say today, husband? You actually thought of coming here for dinner. The soft voice is still so familiar. It's just a seafood meal, but you're making so much noise, as if you've done something extraordinary. I opened my mouth, but suppressed the thought of promotion. Suddenly I don't feel like sharing anymore. Ever since I suddenly heard what my wife was thinking this morning, my impression of her has been completely overturned. Forget it, just coax him at night, it's easier to get rid of a young man like that. The seafood tasted good, but I found it tasteless. I took a taxi back home. I am so annoyed. I can't even afford a car. If it weren't for the salary I have to pay, I would be tired of keeping him hanging. Just got in the car. I heard her voice again. I couldn't help but clench my fists. I met Cheng Huanhuan through a typical blind date. At that time, she was wearing a red long dress, looking gentle and lovely. I fell in love with it at first sight. Unexpectedly, she really liked him and got married right away. In order to get married, my parents emptied out their family savings. Fortunately, we have a good relationship, which is a consolation. I can earn money if I work hard. But I didn't know that she had always disliked me in her heart, which was completely different from her usual gentle and caring self. Even speaking viciously. Along the way, I was extra silent. Please put the rose scent on for me tonight. Cheng Huanhuan enjoyed my service as a matter of course. Every day I help her adjust the water temperature for her bath and add her favorite scent. This has been happening every day for the past 2 years. Of course, she would also cook dinner for me at home every day. Will help me iron my clothes so that they are straight. The house is kept clean. She is absolutely a good wife and mother. I'm sorry, I have to work overtime today. I have to give you a last-minute notice. I suddenly felt a little rebellious. Why work overtime when you don't earn much money? Forget it, just get out of here. This is a good opportunity to have a good chat with Jean Fuhui. My eyes darkened. Then he picked up his briefcase and walked out. It's already 10 o'clock in the evening. The wind made my face a little stiff. I consider myself a fairly qualified husband. I hand over my salary card to my wife and never ask her where the money is spent. I do the housework every day. She cooks and I wash the dishes, she wipes the table and I mop the floor. On weekends off, I will definitely go shopping with my wife, carrying bags and things so that she doesn't get tired. My living expenses are only 500 yuan per month. Don't smoke or drink in front of her. I never interact with other opposite sex, except my mother. I don't understand what Cheng Huanhuan is dissatisfied with. Possible. Because I'm not rich enough. Thinking of this, I opened my phone, and apart from a bunch of client contacts, there were actually only a few friends. Liang Jingwen, would you like a drink? I found my good brother's profile picture and sent him a message. Oh my God, you sent it to the right person, didn't you? No, are you the real one? The message was replied almost instantly. Liang Jingwen, my buddy who I grew up with. Are you coming? I need to vent now. Come, come, come. The sun is rising from the west. I must come and see it. Actually, I can drink and smoke. As a salesperson, how could I not know these things? But I never drank or smoked in front of Cheng Huanhuan. She said she hated the smell. So every time I come back from a social event, no matter how late it is, I have to wash my whole body twice to make sure there is no smell of cigarettes or alcohol. Just went to bed. You're so good. You really did it. When Zhang Chen came over, I had already drunk 2 bottles of beer. To be honest, it's a bit cold to drink in this weather. But I was feeling very angry. Drink now and stop talking nonsense. I opened a bottle for him. What's going on? I rarely see you like this. I saw it before when you broke up in college. What's going on with you? Are you getting a divorce? Zhang Chen looked puzzled. Ha ha ha, how is that possible? Your wife, you're in so much pain. He picked up a peanut and was the first one who didn't believe what was said just now. Ever since I got married, that masculine virtue has been ingrained in my bones. The best among wife slaves. Tell me, are people really so different on the outside and on the inside? I looked at Zhang Chen with a serious expression. Human beings are complicated. Isn't that normal? Zhang Chen shrugged indifferently. I mean, what would you do if your wife was totally different from what you usually see? I urgently need someone to help me answer. How is it different? Will it transform or become an alien? Zhang Chen was confused. That's right, the way he talks and his personality are all fake. I took a big gulp and choked on it, causing me to cough until tears came out. Han Liang, tell me clearly, is there a problem between Cheng Huanhuan and you? Zhang Chen sat up straight. It's not her, it's me. No, she has a problem too. I am speaking incoherently. What do you mean by you or her? Just tell me what happened. Did she cheat on you? Zhang Chen was so disappointed with me that he snatched the beer bottle from me. I shook my head. Then why are you being so sentimental here? She scolded me. I lowered my head and stared at the peanuts on the table in a daze. Scold you? How big of a deal? A couple fights in bed but makes up in the end. What are you afraid of? Just be thick-skinned. My husband always scolds me. Zhang Chen thought it was some serious problem, but this is it. My mouth feels bitter and astringent. She cursed me, despised me, and looked down on me from the bottom of her heart. But on the surface she had to pretend to be gentle, virtuous, and loved me very much. I can't figure it out. If that's the case, why did you agree to marry me in the first place? Look at what you have accomplished. You're drinking to drown your sorrows. Zhang Chen couldn't help but retort. I was so scared. I really loved Cheng Huanhuan. I even had an argument with my parents over her. They were so angry that they called me a rebellious son. When a specific message notification ringtone comes on, I click on it subconsciously. Hubby, you're not coming home today. It's news from Cheng Huanhuan. After all, I go home every day, and today is the first time. What's going on? Your wife is looking for you. Then why don't you go back quickly? Zhang Chen stretched his neck and read the content of the message. I don't want to go back. I always feel like something is wrong. No. You're not normal today. Listen to me and go back quickly. Everything can be solved by sleeping on the bed. Zhang Chen scratched his hair, he was worried about me. I have some work to do, so I can't go back today. I wanted to go back right away. After thinking for a moment, he changed his words. That's right. Okay, brother, my wife has also sent a message. I'm going to go back first and we'll make an appointment next time. Zhang Chen thought I was sending the message to go home, so he smiled, patted my shoulder, and hurried back to find his wife. Finished the last beer. I took a taxi, but for some reason, the taxi didn't go directly to my house, but I got off at the building diagonally opposite. From this angle, you can just see your home. 3rd floor. The lights are still on. My wife hasn't slept yet. Are you still waiting for yourself? Suddenly I wanted to rush up to her and give her a hug. She still has me in her heart. Taking a step forward. Suddenly a black BMW stopped downstairs. Then a man came down. I swear by my 5.0 eyesight that I have definitely seen this person. Somehow I took a half step back and ended up in the shadow of the green belt next to me. The man closed the car door and looked back. In an instant, the blood in his body froze and he stood stiff in place. See you again so soon. Song Juanhao. A particularly terrifying thought suddenly occurred to my mind. He is definitely not a resident here. In our community, the highest floor is only the 6th floor. There are 6 buildings in total. Most of the residents here are middle-aged and elderly people. It is impossible for rich people like Cheng Huanhuan to live here. And I haven't met him here at all in more than 2 years. Then there is only one possibility. He came to see my wife. His teeth were chattering, on the one hand he was furious, and on the other he was extremely desperate. But he still had a glimmer of hope, maybe there was someone he knew here. Not necessarily my wife. I even took a picture of him on my phone and zoomed in on it. I watched him go upstairs. Pa. The phone fell directly to the ground, the screen flashed white light a few times and then went out. I witnessed my wife's infidelity. The intertwined figures in the window are inseparable. In that cozy little home that I decorated bit by bit with my own hands. I bent down mechanically, picked up the phone, shook it twice, and it worked again. Then I took a picture of the conjoined twins. Looking at the phone with a broken screen and paint peeling all over. Just now my heart, like my phone, was broken. 4 full hours. I squatted in the shade of the green belt. I watched the lights in the house stay on until 3 in the morning. Cheng Huanhuan came down and drove away. The lights went out too. My legs had long been numb and I lost all feeling in them. I stared blankly at my place. I could have just rushed over and caught this couple in the act. They stayed together for 4 hours. Were they being greedy late at night or just chatting under the covers? Red eyes. These 2 people must pay the price. Liang, you performed well this time. You actually won the Donghua team. I just received their contract today. I went straight to the company without sleeping all night. As soon as I checked in and sat down, Minister Jiang Yu came over. What's going on? You can't work too hard. Jiang Yu was startled by me. I even went to the bathroom to tidy it up, but the dark circles and red bloodshot eyes wouldn't go away. Work and rest together. I remember you still have some vacation time left. It seems like it's 5 days in total. Do you want to adjust your status? Jiang Yu handed over a file. I rubbed my eyes and refused. Donghua has designated you to be in charge of their sales reception from now on. Good news. There was approval in Jiang Yu's eyes. I looked through the contract. Donghua is considered a big client. It took me nearly half a year to win the deal, but it was all worth it. As long as you place an order once, my commission will be at least 30,000. The dark clouds in my heart suddenly dissipated a lot, and I suddenly remembered something. Boss, I lost my salary card. Can I just get a new one? First of all, manage your own money. Send it to me directly, and I'll talk to the finance department later. Jiang Yu nodded and went into the office. Go home after get off work. Is your husband back? Cheng Huanhuan took the briefcase from me with a gentle smile and put the slippers at my feet. You've been working so hard. You haven't been home all night, so I specially made some nourishing soup for you to drink later. Drink more, sleep, and I can go out. I wonder what the surprise he mentioned today is. The action of changing into slippers paused. The knuckles of my fingers, which were supporting themselves on the mysterious cabinet, turned white from the force used. Cheng Huanhuan. Are you so eager to be together? There are 4 dishes and 1 soup on the table. It has good color, aroma, and taste, and the 2 meat and 2 vegetable dishes are perfectly matched. I usually like to drink soup and I make sure to finish it with every meal. After sitting down, I didn't drink the soup first as usual, but ate some stir-fried vegetables first, and then I frowned. Hubby, why didn't you drink the soup first? It's been stewing for 2 hours. Cheng Huanhuan took a bite of rice and had some doubts. You won't find anything, right? It's because that private restaurant closed down and stopped making food, so I had to pack up other restaurants' food and bring it back. What? My pupils suddenly shrank. The taste today is indeed different from usual. But I would never have thought that the delicious meals my wife had eaten for the past 2 years were actually packed from other people's restaurants. It was like a fucking knife cutting my asshole, and it opened my eyes. What an idiot. When I praised her for being so great before, was she secretly happy and calling me a moron? After eating just a few bites, I put down my bowl and chopsticks without even drinking a sip of the soup. Husband, do you like the food today? What do you want to eat? Cheng Huanhuan became anxious when she saw that I was so cautious about my diet. It seemed like he cared about me. Next time I order takeout, I'll go find a more expensive one. It's really bad luck. My stomach feels a bit uncomfortable and I can't eat much. I want to take a shower and rest first. I worked all night yesterday and went to work today. I can't take it anymore. I acted as if nothing had happened, no different from usual. Okay, then you should go take a shower and go to bed. Your health is important. Cheng Huanhuan immediately helped me find pajamas. This is too hasty. In the past, you would never take the initiative to help me find clothes. With a gloomy look on my face, I had a crazy idea. It's time to show your true strength. Otherwise, how can you get what you want? Beasts in the open are not scary, poisonous snakes in the dark are the most dangerous. I decided to be a snake for once. While she was looking for clothes, I directly opened the phone on her desk, scanned it with my phone, clicked it quickly with my fingers, and put it back. She doesn't know that I'm also a hacker of some repute. It's just that she has retired for a long time, and I would never touch her phone. She said that when 2 people get along, what they need is personal space and mutual trust. I did it. But what about her? The scene that just flashed by. Still in front of me. Room 1103 of the Golden Spring Hotel, I have a surprise for you. Hubby. Husband, are you asleep? Cheng Huanhuan's voice sounded in her ears, tentatively. I made a slight snoring sound. Pretend to sleep, easy. Sure enough, the footsteps moved away. There was a rustling sound, as if someone was changing clothes. I secretly opened my eyes a little, but the snoring did not stop. Perhaps Cheng Huanhuan would never have thought that such an honest person like me would actually pretend to sleep. I'll be there soon, wait for me, he's asleep, like a pig. Cheng Huanhuan lowered her voice a little. But I didn't sleep. Naturally, I could hear it clearly. She carried a new bag. Thanks to her, I now know a little about bags. This bag costs about 70,000 yuan. With my salary, her salary, it is impossible to afford it at the moment. After all, neither of us has much savings. Close your eyes and smell the perfume. Husband. Sure enough, he came to test me again. Seeing that I still didn't react, the footsteps moved away and the sound of a door closing was heard. The sound, which was deliberately kept quiet, hit my heart like a heavy hammer. I opened my eyes and looked at the light above the ceiling. Then he turned on his phone. Clicked on a gray icon. On the map, a small red love heart is moving slowly. This is a small program I wrote in my spare time. It's called The Pursuit of Love. It is to locate the wife's position. It has been a long time since I made it, although I once thought about putting it in her mobile phone. But trust prevailed, and I just kept it in my phone and ignored it. I never thought that I would actually use it one day. I got out of bed, found some clothes and put on, then went out with my notebook. The address I saw before, a famous 5-star hotel. But it is also the source of most short videos. There is no way, some hotels even install pinhole cameras themselves. It's for these videos that I make money the fastest. I took a taxi there and saw that the little heart on my phone had stopped at the hotel. That's great. It doesn't give me any hope of luck at all. Stairwell. I was wearing a mask and a hat, and rows of codes flashed on the computer screen. Half an hour has passed. The screen flashed and 2 figures appeared. One kneeling and one standing. Click on the screen recording function. My heart aches so much that it's hard to breathe. Such a cherished lover. At this moment, she was being extremely flattering and fawning in Cheng Huanhuan's arms. Is this a great surprise? Normally, she would cry out in pain pitifully when she got a little skin broken, but now, being treated without mercy by Cheng Huanhuan, she smiled brightly instead. I pulled the corner of my mouth and looked gloomy. What follows is a host of disgusting scenes. Now, I don't have any heartache. I even feel a little excited. You see, you don't want the person who loves you and cherishes you, but you have to rush to be treated as a toy for others' entertainment. It's your own fault. I listened to the sound in the headphones. His expression was numb. 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 36 seconds. It's time for me to leave. When I got home, I opened Cheng Huanhuan's cloakroom. All you see are various clothes, shoes, and bags. It was in the farthest corner that I saw a few of my casual clothes, hanging there pitifully, as if mocking me. Laugh at me being buried in the deepest place like a fool. Take out the passbook. I gave her 2 savings books in total, one with 200,000 yuan, a betrothal gift, and 3 golds with 60,000 yuan. One of them has 180,000 yuan on it, which is the money I saved. The down payment for the house was 380,000 yuan, paid by my parents. My family also paid for all the miscellaneous expenses of the wedding banquet, which totaled 150,000 yuan. The monthly salary of 15,000 yuan minus the mortgage is 10,000 yuan. That's 240,000 for 2 years. I get about 30,000 in bonuses every year. A total of 1.27 million was invested in me and her. To be precise, most of it was on her. I am just an ordinary person, from an ordinary family, and my mother is even disabled. The family is almost supported by my father alone, and it is already very impressive that he can pay the down payment and the bride price. Now, 2 passbooks with 0 balance. Even though I was mentally prepared, my heart was still bleeding. This is all hard-earned money. Is it really true that there is not a penny left? It's impossible to use it all for household use, right? With trembling hands, he put it back in its place. I changed into my previous pajamas and just lay down. There was a noise at the door. Could it be that Cheng Huanhuan is back? I closed my eyes immediately. Sister. A somewhat rough voice sounded. What's the meaning? Is it your brother-in-law? Why are you here so late at night? The bedroom door was opened, but as if he didn't expect me to be in bed, he closed the door again. Then there was a rustling sound. What is he doing? Since the door was closed, I couldn't see what it was. Xia Kai. My wife's younger brother. The name is well chosen. I want to bring honor to the family. Although they are Cheng Huanhuan's biological parents, they adopted him from the neighboring village in order to have a boy for their family. I still remember that when I was picking up the bride, he insisted that I kneel down to his sister and tell her that my wife would be the most important in the future and that only she would be listened to in the family. Then he asked for a red envelope of 8,888. A pile of mud that cannot be helped. But what can I do? After all, he is my wife's brother, her family. I can't turn my back on him. I can even try to please him. Why? I was afraid that Cheng Huanhuan would be angry and go back to her parents' home and ignore me. There were several times when we had conflicts and quarrels. Although I did not blame her excessively and just expressed my opinions, she got angry for no reason. Then she ran back to her parents' home crying. I feel at a loss whenever she cries. Just do whatever she wants. Cheng Yaozu took the opportunity to ask me to pay him some money as a reward. I could only obey orders and even watch Cheng Huanhuan transfer money to him several times. Now, late at night. Which brother would come to his sister and brother-in-law's house late at night and open the bedroom door as soon as he arrives? Suddenly I realized that the relationship between the siblings might be too close. A ridiculous idea suddenly popped up in my mind and then continued to expand in my heart. Cold sweat broke out on my forehead. Suddenly I felt cold all over. This is impossible, this is absolutely impossible. If Cheng Huanhuan and Jin Fuhui get together, it's because Jin Fuhui is rich. Who is Cheng Yaozu? Although they are not brothers by blood, they have lived together as siblings for so many years. I held my head and for the first time, I felt so sick. I don't know when Cheng Huanhuan came back. When I got up, she was still sleeping. She was wearing long-sleeved shirt, long pants and pajamas, wrapped tightly up. He stared at her for a few seconds with a sneer. She usually wears a nightgown when she sleeps, so this action is undoubtedly a cover-up, but I know she has to wear it. After all, the whip marks on her body were clearly imprinted on her skin. She knew that we only had sex twice a week. Tuesday and Saturday, as always. She knows so much about me just to make it easier for herself. Unfortunately, she doesn't know that I know her better. I also installed a pinhole camera at home. Living room, bedroom, dressing room, and even bathroom. Anyway, Cheng Huanhuan's short video is destined to be seen by many people. If she doesn't love herself, why should I care? At most, it will add fuel to the fire. Hubby, my mom asked us to go back for dinner tomorrow. Cheng Huanhuan wore a high-necked base shirt and an ankle-length skirt. Good. I put the washed dishes back into the cupboard and agreed. Such a good opportunity must not be missed. The next morning, Cheng Huanhuan and I went to the supermarket to buy cigarettes, alcohol, drinks and health products, and then took a bus to her house. Her home is in the village, and it takes about 3 hours to get there by taking 2 buses. Are you back? My mother-in-law skillfully took the things from my hands. My father-in-law was drinking tea nearby and didn't even look over here. The meal will be ready soon, sit down and eat some fruit. The mother-in-law pointed to the sofa. There were a few wrinkled apples on the coffee table. Mom, is the meal ready? I'm starving. Cheng Yaozu yawned and walked out of the room with a messy hair. Eh? Sister, you're here. When he saw Cheng Huanhuan, Cheng Yaozu's eyes lit up and he came over and hugged her. I squinted my eyes and pretended not to see it. I never noticed it before and thought they were just siblings with a good relationship. Okay, you're old enough now, how are you doing? Have you found that job? Cheng Huanhuan smiled and patted Cheng Yaozu on the back. Cheng Yaozu let go reluctantly. It's done, I guess, but I won't get paid much at the beginning. Cheng Yaozu looked dissatisfied. Didn't I ask you to take care of the leader? What's going on? Cheng Huanhuan pulled Cheng Yaozu to sit on the sofa, completely forgetting that I was next to her. I'm used to it anyway. Oh, that old guy just doesn't give me enough benefits, either overtly or covertly. Sister, give me some. When I'm stable, I'll take you to eat delicious food and drink spicy drinks. He is over 1.80 meters tall and was shaking Cheng Huanhuan's arm like a child. It's so disgusting. Okay, I'll transfer some to you later, get the job and do it well. Cheng Huanhuan agreed very readily. Yes, selling meat earns a lot of money, about 100,000 yuan. I couldn't help but curl the corners of my mouth. Brother-in-law is in a good mood. Did you get your salary? Cheng Yaozu spoke directly to me. Don't you know whether I pay your salary or not? The salary cards are all in your sister's hands. The funds will arrive on time on the 25th of every month. Then disappear on time. Not yet. I shook my head. By the way, brother-in-law, aren't you going to give me a raise at your job? It was obvious that Cheng Yaozu was after my money. Yes, otherwise you can't afford to have a child with your salary. My mother-in-law came from the kitchen and brought the dishes. A hot pot of stew. It's okay. I gave all my money to Huanhuan. Not counting Huanhuan's betrothal gift, there are about 200,000 or 300,000 yuan. It's no problem to have a baby. I looked at Cheng Huanhuan with a smile on my face. How can there be so much? There must be living expenses as well. Cheng Huanhuan immediately retorted. It's impossible that you spent more than 300,000 yuan on living expenses in 2 years, right? I directly responded. Cheng Huanhuan's face was stiff, as if she didn't expect me to be so aggressive. Not a single cent left. Do you fucking think I haven't seen the passbook? What's your attitude, Xiao Han? My mother-in-law raised her voice a little. No, I just asked casually. After all, we don't have too many expenses on a normal day. We just buy groceries and cook some home-cooked meals. We don't buy a car, so the expenses are definitely not that much. I looked sincere. Okay, let's eat. My father-in-law glared at me. Men shouldn't talk so much and gossip so much. He gave me a meaningful look. So I should just be a mute and let your family play tricks on me. I pretended to listen and buried my head in eating. The taste of the stew remains unchanged for thousands of years, but today, my stomach is protesting a little. Xiao Han, I asked you to come here today because I have something to discuss with you. My mother-in-law cleared the dishes but didn't rush to wash them. Which time you came back, were you okay? I felt disdainful in my heart. On the surface, of course, you still have to pretend to be the same as usual. What's wrong, Mom? I followed her words. Look, Yaozu has found a job, but his workplace is too far from here. It happens to be close to your place, so let him live there. I looked at Cheng Yaozu. He was tall and strong, and his squinty eyes ruined his overall image. Mom, you know I only have one bedroom. I bought a small suite. 1 bedroom, 1 living room, 1 kitchen, and 1 bathroom, which means the room is relatively larger. Half of the bedroom is separated to serve as Cheng Huanhuan's dressing room. I know, the living room is big. You can just let Yaozu sleep in the living room. It's quick to set up a bed. Do you think this request is reasonable? How could a brother-in-law want to live in his brother-in-law's house when he knows there is only 1 room? I think it's okay. It's inconvenient for Yaozu to commute to work, so why not move the dining table to the kitchen? We can sleep in the living room. Cheng Huanhuan accepted it without waiting for my answer. Sister, you are so nice. We can be together again. Hear this. I almost couldn't hold it in. Fortunately, I held my thighs tightly and held it back. An indescribable feeling of nausea came over me. Watching this family chatting and laughing, I felt like a pet put into a sack and treated carelessly. Honey, why don't we change the sofa to one that can be turned into a bed, so that Yaozu can sleep more comfortably when he comes over? Return home. Cheng Huanhuan spoke directly. The joy on his face could not be hidden at all. I glanced at my broken cell phone and said nothing. Your own husband's cell phone is so broken that he can't even see you when he appears in front of you every day. You have to change the sofa immediately when your brother comes. Are you afraid that he will feel uncomfortable? Only now did I realize my position in her heart. I'm afraid he's not even as good as a dog. Okay, the money is all yours. I am very straightforward. Cheng Huanhuan's expression changed. She had just transferred 30,000 yuan to her brother on the way back. I bought a bag and a few sets of clothes these days, and I actually have less than 10,000 yuan left. And my salary will not be paid for another half a month. If you buy an expensive sofa, you may have no money left for living expenses. No, Jin Fuhui only has less than 10,000 yuan left of his 100,000 yuan. If he buys the sofa, he will have no living expenses. My expression changed. It's only been a few days. 100,000 is spent. Forget it, at worst I can just make another date with Jin Fuhui today. Anyway, Han Liang, that idiot, will just say he's not feeling well and won't sleep with him. I gripped the phone a little tighter. For my brother, I really work hard. Why isn't this hard on me? Hello. Okay, sure. I'll be right over. I answered the phone and Jiang Yu's voice came through. I don't know what happened recently, but it seems like a lot of wealth has found me. Now there is a company that specifically asked me to receive guests, and its scale is no smaller than Donghua. Who is it? I think it's a woman's voice. Cheng Huanhuan looked at me nervously. The director of sales, have you met him? He called because a client is coming over temporarily. I'm in charge of this. I have to go over there. I won't be back for dinner, and I don't know when I'll be back. I looked at her with a complicated expression. It was a trap. Go ahead, it's just what she wanted. Ah. Really? Why do you want to work overtime on a day off like this? Why don't you just not go? Cheng Huanhuan looked distressed. Go quickly, idiot. You really came at the wrong time. I just don't know what excuse to make up to go out and look for Jin Fuhui. I took the briefcase and turned around with a gloomy face. Be happy now, you will suffer a lot later. Okay, fine, let's just sign it this time. Xiaohan is a really good person, we must get married right away. Hai Tian CEO Hai Dufu laughed. Patted my shoulder. Mr. Hai is so refreshing. Jiang Yu standing by also had a happy smile on his face. Honestly, if I really want Xiaohan to come and work with me, I'd like to offer a monthly salary of 50,000 plus commissions. How about that? Hai Dufu looked at me. Boss Hai, this is really not kind of you. I still rely on Xiaohan for my livelihood. Jiang Yu looked at me with a smile, and there was a hint of nervousness in her eyes. People always strive for higher goals, this society is very realistic. Thanks to President Hai's kindness, I still need to hone my abilities. Our director has worked so hard to train me, and if I leave like this, she will cry. I joked. Ha ha ha, interesting, okay, I won't poach your employees. If you want to move to another place, just come to me. Hai Dufu directly gave me a channel. Thank you very much. Mr. Hai is eager to recruit talented people. The company will definitely grow bigger and bigger. I will rely on your contract and follow you around to enjoy the good life. The smile on my face was genuine. This kid, oh, he's really good at talking. Don't worry, as long as I'm around this year, next year, and the next few years, you'll be the designated receptionist. Hai Dufu smiled brightly. The contract was unexpectedly easy and the amount was unexpectedly large. Wow, Han Liang, you've been promoted to team leader. It's like cheating. The contracts are rushing to find you. Jiang Yu couldn't hide the smile on her face. These 2 orders alone account for 1/5 of the performance in the first half of the year. The commission alone is nearly 200,000 yuan. This wave is incredible. Jiang Yu is happier than me. I'll pay you a salary and treat you to a meal. I answered immediately. Of course, but does your wife mind? I heard your wife's slave is pretty good, haha, no offense. She seemed a little embarrassed. It's okay, it's just business, what's there for her to make a fuss about? I shook my head. She is nothing now. Honey, I have to stay up all night again tonight. I sat on the bed in the hotel, took out my cell phone and sent a message to Cheng Huanhuan. Then I turned on the computer. With a few clicks, images of your home from different angles appear on your computer. Why are you so impatient? My brother-in-law is working overtime until 9 o'clock today. Cheng Huanhuan's voice came clearly from the headphones. Didn't I tell her that I was working overtime all night? But thinking of her previous thoughts and the fact that she still had to look for Jin Fuhui, she understood. Despite this, I still felt like I was struck by lightning. Previous thoughts. In the bathroom scene, the tall figure suddenly appeared in the camera. The moment you turn your head, my breathing stopped. Looking at the 2 people like the most primitive beasts, my face turned pale and my stomach churned. I checked the time. 30 seconds to 10 minutes. I couldn't help but sneer. With such a big body, this is it. The entire process was recorded. During this process, I felt extremely calm. Sister-brother incest, this is something they brought upon themselves. I stuck out my tongue and licked my lower lip, as if I had already seen their miserable end in the future. After a few more messes, Cheng Huanhuan started pushing Cheng Yaozu to leave. Although he was unhappy, Cheng Yaozu still left. So I watched Cheng Huanhuan hurriedly changing clothes, putting on makeup and spraying perfume, then rushing out the door. The location is still the same hotel as last time. I controlled it remotely. Cheng Huanhuan, Cheng Huanhuan. The ladies in the nightclubs aren't as seamless as you, right? But this is just fine. I recorded more evidence. It won't be me who will be embarrassed then. As for Jean Fuhui, I checked Cheng Huanhuan's phone and hacked into it, and also got the information about Jean Fuhui. When I saw it unexpectedly, I still can't believe it. This guy Jean Fuhui actually has dozens of GB of short videos in his computer, and he is the protagonist in all of them. 6 No wonder he looks so hollowed out. It took a lot of effort to shoot so many photos. 80% of the photos are taken from candid angles, and the rest are selfies, with all kinds of styles, and they are really fun. I was attracted by the file name called Damn Bugs, and it's encrypted, just like a kid. Easy to do, open it in a moment. My eyes are bloodshot. If we say that Jean Fuhui's shooting of short videos is a minor crime, this file stuff, he cannot be sentenced to death. There are 39 files of various sizes inside. All of them include accidents that occurred during the project, lists of workers who died, compensation lists, threats, and the results of the handling. My temples were throbbing. All in all, the death toll reached a staggering 101. Song Jiwenhao. You really deserve to die. Looking at the folders, there were many photos of the miserable conditions of the workers, as well as their families. Once this is exposed, it will definitely cause a sensation across the country. How heartless would it be to keep this kind of information in the computer? If I hadn't been provoked by Cheng Huanhuan and followed the clues, I would never have known what he did. My heart was pounding, and I took several gulps of water before I slowly calmed down. I have to expose this. Scum, villain, beast. How many families have been broken up because of this grandson? He was living in peace and contentment, spending money like water and indulging in affairs between men and women. I looked at the two people still entangled in the picture. Xia Jiqing, should I still thank you? If it weren't for you, I won't catch this bastard Jean Fuhui doing such an inhumane thing, right? Back up everything. I took this bomb. During the following period of time, Cheng Yaozu moved in with me. I pretended nothing had happened and secretly collected all kinds of information on Cheng Huanhuan, Xia Kai, and Jean Fuhui. No, there is another person. How loyal. The deputy director of sales, that stupid bald guy. I was also involved in the scandal, and the old guy also had a lot of scandals, including embezzlement of public funds and accepting bribes. It's enough for him to drink a pot. There are almost enough fish in this net. It's time to close the net. Congratulations. Haha. Let's eat and drink well today. My father-in-law's 50th birthday. Yes, 50. My mother-in-law suddenly suggested a big wedding. It happened to be my payday day. I agreed. When is the most crowded, lively and happiest time? My father-in-law and mother-in-law are such show-offs and face-conscious people. There must be a lot of people invited, even the gossipy ladies and even the most unrelated people will be invited to come and liven up the atmosphere. Isn't this a perfect opportunity for me to take revenge? Looking at Cheng Huanhuan, who was entertaining them on the side, the father-in-law was laughing so hard that his eyes couldn't be seen. I let out a long breath. The sun is shining. It's a really good day today. The show is about to begin. Hello, distinguished guests. Today is an important day for the birthday boy Cheng Dafa. Let's give him a round of applause. I applaud. Think about it. Then he took out his cell phone and clicked a few times. There were 38 tables of people in total, half more than when I got married. A huge screen was playing festive songs. The scene changes, and a white body is entangled, a live pornographic show. Explosive attack. A story about a brother and sister. It's absolutely amazing. There was a commotion at the scene. My father-in-law and mother-in-law were dumbfounded. Cheng Yaozu was so frightened that he stood still. Only Cheng Huanhuan had a distorted face and screamed, asking the staff to turn off the screen. It can't be turned off. How can it be turned off easily if I take action? Unless the power is cut off. As expected, Cheng Huanhuan was so panicked that one of her shoes flew off. Cover your face so that no one can see. The big screen is clear enough. What's the point of covering your face? So exciting. He has no time to take care of me at all. There were many people watching with great interest. I couldn't stop smiling. It's so addictive. The affair between Cheng Huanhuan and Cheng Yaozu has made it impossible for their family to live in public. Divorce is inevitable. They have to leave the house with nothing, and they must return my money. The relationship between them as siblings alone is enough to nail their faces to the ground with spit and nails. But I didn't expect that Cheng Huanhuan went to find Jean Fuhui, and Jean Fuhui didn't despise her. Unfortunately, just as they started to get intimate, the police showed up. At the same time, the police also found Li Guoming. Reported in the news. Jean Fuhui was caught by the police in a hotel in a miserable state. He was only wearing a thong at the time. Cheng Huanhuan didn't understand why, but was taken away for investigation as well. There were plenty of paparazzi reporting on the follow-up, so I didn't have to get involved. At most I just took the lead. It was just a piece of evidence. Watching other videos, Jean Fuhui's house was vandalized and graffitied, and the people's crazy behavior. I sighed. For those who have been persecuted, this is all I can do. I hope that when you see Jean Fuhui being arrested in heaven, you will feel better. Jean Fuhui's case was so egregious that it attracted national attention. The amount of Li Guoming's bribes involved tens of millions, and he was directly taken away from the police company. He will not end up well. He is greedy and wants to swallow an elephant. He is originally a relative of someone, and the salary he gets for doing a good job in that position is not low. I have to do this kind of thing. It's like an old man eating arsenic because he thinks his life is too long. Congratulations, Vice Minister Han. Jiang Yu held my hand. His eyes were full of surprise. Congratulations, everyone. I was wearing a well-fitting suit and had a calm expression. Breaking away from the past.